Hey guys, tonight we explore a divine financial miracle that could change your life forever. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that everything you once thought impossible is now within reach. A divine wealth transformation, ordained by God, is about to happen in your life. What will you do with such a blessing tonight? We dive deep into how aligning yourself with divine timing and faith can unlock your financial destiny. Before we begin, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you truly believe in the power of these messages. Let me know where you're tuning in from and what time it is. I'm curious to know. Now, dim the lights, settle in, and let's embark on tonight's journey of transformation together. You know, there's something stirring in the spiritual realm right now, something that has your name written all over it. I can feel it as I speak these words to you. Your divine wealth awakening isn't just beginning, it's been in motion for longer than you realize. Every struggle you faced, every closed door, every moment when you wondered if abundance would ever find you, has been part of a greater design, preparing you for what's about to unfold. Think about this moment, right now, as you're listening to these words. You didn't stumble upon this message by accident. You were drawn here by something deeper than coincidence. Your soul recognized that it was time to receive what has always been yours by divine right. The universe has been orchestrating events, moving people and circumstances, creating the perfect conditions for your financial breakthrough. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and feel into this truth. You are not meant to struggle with money. You are not meant to live in lack or limitation. You are a divine being having a human experience, and part of that experience includes abundance in all its forms. The Creator of all things, who painted the sunset and filled the oceans, who gave the eagle its wings and the flowers their fragrance, has not forgotten about your needs, your dreams, your desires for financial freedom. Right now, as you breathe in and out, there are forces working on your behalf that you cannot see. There are opportunities being prepared, connections being made, resources being aligned. Your financial miracle isn't something you have to beg for or prove you deserve. It's already yours. It's already been decided in the realm of infinite possibility. What's happening now is simply the process of it materializing in your physical reality. But here's what I need you to understand. This awakening requires your participation, not through force or desperation, but through recognition and alignment. You're being invited to step out of the old story you've been telling yourself about money, about your worth, about what's possible for someone like you. You're being called to remember who you really are, a beloved child of the universe, deserving of every blessing that exists. I've seen this happen countless times. Someone just like you, someone who's been waiting and hoping and wondering when their time would come, suddenly finds themselves in the flow of divine abundance. It doesn't always look the way they expected. Sometimes it comes through an unexpected opportunity, a chance encounter, an idea that suddenly makes perfect sense. Sometimes it's a series of small miracles that build into something magnificent. But it always comes when they're ready to receive it with an open heart and unwavering faith. Your awakening is happening on multiple levels right now. Spiritually, you're opening to receive what has always been available to you. Mentally, you're releasing the limitations that have kept abundance at arm's length. Emotionally, you're healing the wounds and fears that convinced you that financial security was for other people, not for you. And practically, you're becoming available to the guidance and opportunities that will carry you forward. As we continue this journey together tonight, I want you to hold this knowing in your heart. Your divine wealth awakening has already begun. Every word you hear, every feeling that stirs within you, Every moment of hope that rises in your chest is part of this awakening. You are not the same person who started listening to this message. Something has shifted, something has opened, something has been set in motion that cannot be stopped. The financial miracle that's coming your way isn't just about money in your bank account, though that will certainly be part of it. It's about you stepping into your power as a co-creator with the divine. It's about you realizing that you have the ability to transform not just your financial situation, but your entire life experience. It's about you understanding that you are worthy, you are capable, and you are deeply, profoundly loved by the universe itself. So take a deep breath and let this truth settle into every cell of your being. Your divine wealth awakening begins tonight, and nothing will ever be the same. The universe speaks in whispers before it shouts, and right now, it's been whispering your name in ways you're just beginning to notice. You've felt it, haven't you? Those little moments that make you pause and wonder if something bigger is happening. That sudden thought about a business idea that won't leave you alone. The unexpected phone call from someone you hadn't heard from in years. The book that falls off the shelf right in front of you, opened to exactly the page you needed to read. These aren't coincidences, beautiful soul. These are the signs heaven sends before your financial breakthrough arrives. The divine realm doesn't work in grand, obvious gestures most of the time. It works through synchronicity, through gentle nudges, through what some might call lucky accidents, but what you're learning to recognize as purposeful guidance. I want you to think back over the past few weeks, maybe even the past few months. What patterns have you started to notice? What conversations keep coming up? What opportunities have been presenting themselves? Even if they seemed small or unimportant at the time, the universe has been laying breadcrumbs for you to follow, creating a path toward your abundance that's been there all along, waiting for you to have eyes to see it. One of the most beautiful signs that your breakthrough is near is when you start noticing abundance everywhere around you. You walk past a garden, and instead of seeing work that needs to be done, you see the miracle of growth and flowering. You watch people in a restaurant, and instead of focusing on what you can't afford, you feel genuine joy seeing others enjoy their abundance. You hear about someone else's success, and instead of feeling envious, you feel inspired and hopeful about your own possibilities. This shift in perception is heaven's way of tuning you to the frequency of abundance. When you can see and celebrate prosperity wherever it appears, you're becoming a magnet for it in your own life. You're telling the universe, yes, I'm ready. Yes, I believe there's enough for everyone, including me. Another powerful sign that many people miss is the appearance of what I call divine delays. You know those moments when something you thought you wanted doesn't work out, when a door closes that you were sure was meant to open, when timing doesn't align the way you expected. These aren't setbacks, they're redirections. Heaven is protecting you from something that wasn't quite right, clearing the path for something infinitely better. I remember speaking with someone who told me they'd been rejected for a job they desperately wanted, only to discover 3 months later that the company was going through massive layoffs. That rejection wasn't a punishment, it was protection. And 2 weeks after that discovery, they were offered a position with better pay, better benefits, and better alignment with their values. The divine delay saved them from a difficult situation and positioned them for something beautiful. You might also be noticing that certain numbers keep appearing in your life. Maybe you keep seeing 1111 on the clock, or your receipts keep totaling amounts with repeating digits, or you find yourself in situations connected to significant dates from your past. These numerical synchronicities are the universe's way of letting you know that you're in alignment with your highest path. Pay attention to these moments, their confirmation that you're exactly where you need to be. The people entering your life right now are also significant signs. Have you noticed that you're having different kinds of conversations lately? That people are sharing resources, opportunities, or ideas with you more freely? That mentors or guides are appearing just when you need them most? The universe orchestrates these human connections as part of your abundance pathway. Every person who crosses your path right now has the potential to be part of your financial breakthrough story. Even your dreams are speaking to you in new ways. You might be having dreams about success, about achieving goals you'd given up on, about receiving unexpected gifts or opportunities. Your subconscious mind is processing the energetic shifts happening around your financial situation, showing you in the dream realm what's preparing to manifest in your waking life. But perhaps the most significant sign of all is the growing sense of peace you feel when you think about your financial future. Where there used to be anxiety and worry, you're finding moments of calm trust. Where there used to be desperate grasping, you're discovering patient faith. This isn't resignation, it's alignment. It's your soul recognizing that the miracle you've been waiting for is already in motion. The key is to remain alert and grateful for these signs without becoming attached to any specific timeline or method of delivery. Heaven's signs are meant to encourage you and confirm that you're on the right path, not to create pressure or impatience. Trust that every sign you're receiving is perfectly timed and perfectly designed for your unique journey. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, set an intention to notice these divine communications even more clearly. Ask to be shown the signs that are all around you. Request that your awareness be heightened to the synchronicities that are guiding you toward your breakthrough. And then watch with wonder as the universe responds to your openness with even more beautiful confirmations that your time of abundance is at hand. There's something I need to share with you that might initially feel uncomfortable, but it's absolutely essential for your breakthrough. Right now, as we speak, there are invisible chains around your financial potential, chains that you've been carrying for so long, you've forgotten they're not part of who you really are. These are the old money stories, the inherited beliefs, the whispered fears that have been quietly sabotaging your abundance for years. You didn't create these stories alone. They were handed down to you like family heirlooms, passed from generation to generation without anyone questioning their truth or their power. Maybe you heard your parents argue about money late at night, their worried voices seeping through the walls and into your young heart. Maybe you learned that money doesn't grow on trees, or that rich people are greedy, or that "we can't afford that" was the answer to most of your childhood dreams. Perhaps you absorbed the belief that struggle equals virtue, that if you're not working yourself to exhaustion, you're not worthy of reward. Maybe you learned to associate money with guilt, thinking that wanting financial freedom makes you selfish or shallow. Or possibly you developed the story that you're just not the type of person who gets to have abundance, that it's reserved for others who are smarter, luckier, more connected, or more deserving than you. I want you to take a moment right now and listen to your internal dialogue when it comes to money. What words come up? What feelings arise in your body? That tightness in your chest, that heaviness in your stomach, that voice that immediately starts listing all the reasons why abundance isn't possible for you. These are the old stories speaking, and they have been your loyal but misguided protectors. You see, these stories were originally created to keep you safe. If your family struggled financially, your young mind might have decided that staying small and expecting little would protect you from disappointment. If you witnessed money causing conflict, you might have unconsciously chosen poverty over problems. If you experienced shame around not having enough, you might have built walls to keep money at a distance, rather than risk feeling that shame again. But here's what's beautiful about this moment you're ready to release: what no longer serves you. The very fact that you're here listening to these words, receiving this message, means that your soul is calling for a new story, a truer story, a story that aligns with who you're becoming rather than who you've been afraid to be. The first step in releasing these old patterns is to thank them for trying to protect you. Those beliefs served a purpose once. They helped you survive, helped you make sense of a confusing world, helped you avoid certain kinds of pain. But survival mode is not the same as thriving mode, and you're ready to thrive now. I've watched people transform their entire financial reality simply by changing the story they tell themselves about money. One woman I know grew up believing that her family was cursed. When it came to finances, every generation had struggled. Every attempt at success had failed. She carried this story like a heavy backpack for 43 years, until one day she realized she could choose to be the one who breaks the pattern. Within 18 months of changing her internal narrative, she had doubled her income and started her own successful business. What old story are you ready to release tonight? Is it the story that says you're not smart enough, not educated enough, not connected enough to create wealth? Is it the story that says good people don't focus on money, that spiritual people should be above material concerns? Is it the story that says your family has never been wealthy, so why should you be any different? These stories might feel true because you've been living them for so long, but truth and habit are not the same thing. Just because you've believed something for years doesn't make it an unchangeable fact about your life. You have the power right now, in this moment, to choose a different narrative, to write a new chapter, to become the author of your own abundant story. Instead of "I'm not good with money," try "I'm learning to manage money with wisdom and joy." Instead of "there's never enough," try "I live in an abundant universe that provides for all my needs." Instead of "I don't deserve wealth," try "I am worthy of every blessing that flows into my life." This isn't about positive thinking or empty affirmations. This is about aligning your internal reality with the truth of who you are, a divine being with unlimited potential, deserving of prosperity, capable of creating and receiving abundance in all its forms. As you begin to release these old money stories, you might notice some resistance. Part of you might feel scared to let go of beliefs that have been your companions for so long. That's perfectly normal. Change, even positive change, can feel threatening to the parts of us that are invested in the familiar. Be gentle with yourself during this process. You're not just changing your mind, you're rewiring patterns that run deep. But know this: every old story you release creates space for a miracle to enter. Every limiting belief you transform opens a door that was previously locked. Every fear you heal becomes a foundation for faith. You are literally making room in your life for the financial breakthrough that has been waiting for your permission to arrive. Tonight, before you sleep, I want you to consciously release one old money story that no longer serves you. Speak it out loud if you feel called to. I release the belief that fill in the blank. This story is not my truth. And then immediately follow it with your new truth. I choose to believe that I am worthy, capable, and ready to receive abundance. Feel the lightness that comes with letting go. Feel the space that opens up inside you. This is where your miracle will take root and grow. You know that feeling when you're waiting for something important, really waiting, and every day that passes makes you wonder if you heard the calling correctly, if you misunderstood the signs, if maybe this abundance thing just isn't meant for you. After all, I want you to breathe into that feeling for a moment, because what I'm about to share with you will transform how you understand divine timing forever. The truth is, Your financial breakthrough has been delayed not because you've done something wrong, not because you lack faith, and certainly not because you're unworthy. It's been delayed because the universe has been working behind the scenes, orchestrating circumstances, preparing people, arranging opportunities in ways that will serve your highest good. Divine timing doesn't operate on human schedules. It operates on cosmic wisdom that sees the bigger picture you can't yet perceive. Think about a seed planted in the earth. From the outside, nothing appears to be happening for weeks. The gardener might wonder if the seed is defective, if they planted it wrong, if they're wasting their time waiting. But beneath the surface, an incredible process is unfolding. Roots are forming. Strength is building. The foundation is being established for something beautiful to emerge. The delay isn't a failure, it's preparation. Your financial miracle has been germinating in the unseen realm, developing the strong roots it needs to support the abundance that's coming your way. Maybe you needed to develop certain skills first, or heal certain wounds, or meet certain people who will play crucial roles in your success story. Maybe the timing wasn't right in the economy, or the perfect opportunity hadn't ripened yet, or you needed to grow into the person who could handle the level of prosperity that's destined for you. I've seen this pattern countless times in the lives of people who experience profound financial transformations. The woman who struggled for years to make her business work, only to discover that her failed attempts had taught her exactly what she needed to know to build an empire. The man who was passed over for promotion after promotion until the perfect position opened up one that not only paid more but aligned perfectly with his true calling. The teenager who couldn't afford college immediately after high school but worked for several years first, gaining life experience and clarity about his purpose, then received scholarships and opportunities that wouldn't have been available to him straight out of high school. Each delay served a purpose. Each no was redirecting them toward a bigger yes. Divine timing also accounts for factors you can't see or control. Maybe the person who will offer you your dream job is still working at their current company, not yet ready to make the move that will create your opening. Maybe the investor who will fund your vision is still accumulating the resources they'll need to say yes to your proposal. Maybe the market conditions that will make your success inevitable are still forming. The universe sees the entire chessboard while you can only see a few squares. It knows which moves need to happen first, which pieces need to be in position, which timing will create the most beautiful and sustainable outcome for everyone involved. Your delay isn't a cosmic mistake, it's cosmic intelligence at work. But here's what's even more mysterious and wonderful about divine timing. It's always perfect, even when it doesn't feel perfect. That job you didn't get 3 years ago, you were being saved for something better. That business deal that fell through, you were being protected from a partnership that would have drained your energy. That loan you were denied. You were being guided toward a path that wouldn't burden you with debt. I want you to consider the possibility that every closed door, every not yet, every moment when you felt like giving up on your financial dreams was actually the universe saying, I love you too much to give you something small when something magnificent is being prepared. Woo, the delays have also been serving your inner development. Maybe you needed to strengthen your faith muscles, to learn that your worth isn't dependent on your bank balance, to develop the patience and wisdom that will help you steward abundance responsibly when it arrives. Maybe you needed to discover that you can be happy and peaceful, even while waiting, that your joy doesn't have to be postponed until your circumstances improve. This waiting period has been transforming you into someone who can receive and maintain the level of prosperity that's coming. It's been teaching you to trust in things unseen, to believe in possibilities beyond current evidence, to hold on to hope when logic suggests otherwise. These are not small gifts. These are the qualities that will sustain your abundance long after it arrives. And here's something beautiful to consider. The same divine intelligence that has been orchestrating this perfect timing is now saying that your season of waiting is coming to an end. The pieces are falling into place. The preparation is nearly complete. The roots are strong enough now to support the growth that's about to burst forth. You can feel it, can't you? Something is shifting. The energy around your financial situation is changing. What felt heavy and stuck before is beginning to feel light and fluid. What seemed impossible is starting to feel inevitable. This isn't wishful thinking. This is your soul recognizing that the timing is finally aligning. So instead of fighting against divine timing, instead of resenting the delays or questioning the process, what if you chose to trust it completely? What if you decided that every moment of waiting has been perfectly designed to bring you to this point, ready to receive more than you ever imagined possible? The divine timing that seemed to work against you has actually been working for you all along. And now, finally, beautifully, mysteriously, your time has come. Right now, in this very moment, you're being invited to make faith your greatest financial asset. Not hope, not wishful thinking, not desperate bargaining with the universe, but true, unwavering faith. The kind of faith that doesn't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. The kind of faith that holds steady, even when circumstances haven't shifted yet. The kind of faith that transforms you from someone who waits for abundance into someone who walks confidently toward it. You see, faith isn't passive. It's not sitting back and hoping things will work out while you do nothing. Faith is active trust paired with inspired action. It's believing so deeply in your divine right to abundance that you begin moving as if your breakthrough is already guaranteed. Because in the realm of infinite possibility, it already is. I want you to imagine for a moment what it would feel like to wake up tomorrow with complete, unshakable faith in your financial future. How would you walk? How would you speak? What decisions would you make? What opportunities would you pursue? What conversations would you have when faith becomes your foundation? Everything changes, not just your external circumstances, but your entire way of being in the world. Faith gives you something that worry never can: clarity. When you're operating from faith, you're not clouded by fear or desperation. You can see opportunities that anxiety would blind you to. You can hear guidance that panic would drown out. You can make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than survival. Faith literally changes your perception, and your perception shapes your reality. But let me be clear about what faith looks like in practical terms, because this isn't about sitting in meditation all day, waiting for money to fall from the sky. Faith-based action is different from fear-based action. When you're acting from fear, you're grasping, forcing, pushing against closed doors, trying to make things happen through sheer will. When you're acting from faith, you're flowing, responding to opportunities as they arise, following the breadcrumbs of inspiration, trusting that the next step will be revealed when you need it. I've watched people transform their financial reality by shifting from fear-based action to faith-based action. Instead of desperately applying for any job they could find, they waited for positions that aligned with their values and utilized their gifts. Instead of chasing every get-rich-quick scheme, they invested time in developing skills and relationships that would serve them long-term. Instead of hoarding resources out of scarcity, they gave generously and watched abundance multiply in their lives. Faith also means trusting the process, even when it doesn't look like what you expected. Maybe you thought your abundance would come through your current job, but faith opens you to the possibility that it might come through an entirely different avenue. Maybe you thought it would happen quickly, but faith helps you understand that the timing might be different than you planned, while still being perfect for your journey. One of the most beautiful aspects of faith as a financial asset is that it attracts other people who operate from the same frequency. When you're embodying faith, when you're peaceful about your future, excited about possibilities, generous with what you have, confident in your worth, you become magnetic to others who recognize and appreciate these qualities. Opportunities flow to you through these connections in ways that worry and desperation could never create. Faith also protects you from making decisions from scarcity. When you deeply believe that abundance is your natural state, you don't settle for less than your worth. You don't accept jobs that drain your soul just because you're afraid nothing better will come along. You don't make business partnerships out of desperation or agree to terms that don't honor your value. Faith gives you the patience and confidence to wait for what's truly aligned with your highest good. But perhaps most importantly, faith changes how you relate to money itself. Instead of seeing money as something outside yourself that you have to chase or capture, you begin to understand it as energy that flows naturally when you're in alignment with your purpose and open to receiving. Money stops being your master and becomes your servant, a tool you use to create the life you desire and serve the purposes that matter to you. I want you to take a moment right now and feel into the difference between these two states. First, imagine approaching your financial situation from a place of fear and doubt. Feel the tension in your body, the racing thoughts, the desperate energy of trying to control outcomes you can't control. Now shift into imagining yourself approaching your finances from complete faith and trust. Feel the relaxation, the clarity, the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're supported by forces greater than yourself. This shift isn't just philosophical, it has practical implications. When you're operating from faith, you make better decisions, you see more possibilities, you attract different opportunities, you show up differently in interviews, negotiations, and business meetings. You radiate the kind of energy that successful people want to partner with and invest in. Faith doesn't mean you ignore practical steps or stop taking action. It means you take action from a place of trust rather than terror. You prepare, you plan, you work, you learn, but you do it all from the knowing that the universe is conspiring in your favor, that your efforts are being multiplied by forces beyond your control, that success is not just possible, but inevitable. Tonight, I invite you to make a sacred commitment to faith. Not blind faith, not naive faith, but mature, grounded faith that recognizes your divine nature and trusts in the abundance that is your birthright. Let this faith become the lens through which you view every financial decision, every opportunity, every challenge that comes your way. Your faith is not just an asset, it's the foundation upon which your entire financial transformation will be built. And that foundation is stronger than you know. There's a magnificent truth I need you to understand tonight, one that will shift everything you believe about how abundance actually works in your life. The universe isn't neutral about your success. It's actively, passionately, relentlessly conspiring for your highest good. Every force of creation, every law of nature, every cosmic principle is working in perfect harmony to bring your financial breakthrough into reality. This isn't poetic language or wishful thinking. This is the fundamental operating system of existence itself. Just as gravity pulls objects toward Earth, without you having to convince it, just as your heart beats without you having to remember to make it happen, the universe is constantly organizing circumstances, people, and opportunities around your well-being without you having to orchestrate every detail. Think about this for a moment. You live on a planet that spins at exactly the right speed, orbiting a star at precisely the right distance to sustain life. You breathe air that contains the perfect mixture of gases to keep you alive. Your body performs millions of functions every day without you having to consciously control them. If the universe can manage these incredibly complex systems to support your physical existence, why would it suddenly become disorganized when it comes to supporting your financial well-being? The same intelligence that grows flowers from seeds, that turns caterpillars into butterflies, that causes rivers to flow toward the ocean, is the intelligence that's orchestrating your abundance. And it's doing this not just for you, but for everyone who's open to receiving it. The universe isn't playing favorites. It's simply responding to the frequency of openness, faith, and alignment that you're broadcasting. Right now, as you're listening to these words, there are conversations happening in boardrooms that will somehow connect to your success. There are people making decisions that will create opportunities you don't even know you need yet. There are innovations being developed, markets shifting, resources moving, all as part of the vast web of interconnection that includes your financial miracle. But here's what makes this even more incredible. The universe doesn't just randomly throw opportunities at you and hope something sticks. It's far more intelligent and personalized than that. It's been studying you your entire life, understanding your unique gifts, your deepest values, your soul's purpose. The opportunities that are being prepared for you aren't generic. They're specifically designed to match who you are and what you're here to contribute. That business idea that keeps coming back to you, that's not random inspiration. That's the universe showing you one of the pathways it's prepared for your abundance. That skill you've been developing, even if it seemed unrelated to making money, that's been part of the preparation for opportunities you can't yet see. That difficult experience you went through that taught you resilience and wisdom, that was training for the level of success that's coming your way. The universe has been playing the long game with your prosperity, weaving together threads from your entire life experience to create a tapestry of abundance that's uniquely yours. Nothing has been wasted. No detour has been meaningless. Every experience, every skill, every connection, every lesson has been building toward this moment when everything comes together in perfect harmony. I want you to start noticing how this conspiracy of support shows up in small ways every day. The parking space that opens up just when you need it. The friend who calls with exactly the information you were seeking. The book that falls off the shelf with the answer to your question. The conversation you overhear that sparks a solution to a problem you've been wrestling with. These aren't coincidences, they're evidence of the universe's constant collaboration with your success. And it's not just organizing external circumstances. The universe is also working within you, developing your intuition, strengthening your confidence, healing old wounds that might interfere with your ability to receive abundance. Every insight you have, every moment of clarity, every burst of inspiration is the universe working through your consciousness to prepare you for what's coming. This conspiracy for your success extends beyond the material realm into the spiritual dimensions of existence. There are guides, angels, ancestors, and ascended beings who are invested in your prosperity, not because they need anything from you, but because your success contributes to the overall elevation of human consciousness. When you thrive, you raise the frequency of the entire planet. Your abundance creates a ripple effect that blesses countless others. Even what appears to be opposition or obstacles is part of this grand conspiracy. That rejection taught you resilience. That financial setback showed you what really matters. That criticism helped you develop thicker skin. The universe sometimes says no to smaller opportunities to make room for bigger ones, sometimes closes doors to redirect you toward better paths, sometimes allows delays to ensure perfect timing. The key to fully experiencing this universal support is to shift from trying to control outcomes to collaborating with the flow. Instead of forcing doors open, you learn to recognize which doors the universe is opening for you. Instead of pushing against resistance, you look for the path of least resistance. Instead of demanding that abundance come in a specific form, you remain open to the various ways it might manifest. This doesn't mean you become passive. It means you become actively receptive. You pay attention to synchronicities. You follow your intuition. You say yes to opportunities that feel aligned, even if they don't make logical sense. You trust the timing of events, even when it doesn't match your personal timeline. Tonight, I want you to feel into this truth deeply. You are not alone in your journey toward financial abundance. You are supported, guided, protected, and celebrated by forces beyond your comprehension. The entire universe is on your side, working tirelessly to ensure that your prosperity unfolds in the most beautiful and perfect way possible. Rest in this knowing, trust in this support, and prepare to be amazed by how magnificently the universe conspires for your success. There's a sacred secret I want to share with you tonight, one that will transform not just your financial situation, but your entire relationship with abundance. Gratitude isn't just a nice spiritual practice or a way to feel better about your current circumstances. Gratitude is a magnetic force that literally draws more prosperity into your life. When you master the art of appreciating what's already flowing to you, you become irresistible to even greater blessings. But I'm not talking about the kind of gratitude that grits its teeth and tries to be thankful for struggles and hardships. I'm talking about the kind of gratitude that recognizes the abundance that's already present in your life right now, even if your bank account doesn't reflect the full picture yet. This is the gratitude that sees the miracle in your morning coffee, the blessing in a friend's laughter, the abundance in having clean water flow from your tap whenever you turn the handle. You see, the universe responds to your emotional frequency, not your circumstances. When you're vibrating at the frequency of appreciation, you're sending out a signal that says, I recognize abundance when I see it. I value what I receive. I'm a good steward of blessings. And the universe, which loves to give to grateful receivers, responds by sending more of what you're appreciating. Think about this in human terms for a moment. If you give someone a gift and they barely acknowledge it, seem ungrateful, or immediately start asking for something bigger, how eager are you to give them another gift? But if they light up with genuine appreciation, if they use your gift well, if they express sincere gratitude, don't you naturally want to give them more? The universe operates on the same principle of reciprocity and response. Right now, even if your finances feel tight, there is abundance flowing in your life. There's the abundance of air flowing into your lungs, the abundance of blood flowing through your veins, the abundance of thoughts flowing through your mind. There's the abundance of possibilities that exist for tomorrow, the abundance of love that surrounds you, the abundance of beauty that's available for you to notice and enjoy. When you begin to acknowledge and appreciate these forms of abundance, something miraculous happens. Your awareness expands. You start noticing abundance everywhere. The free entertainment of a sunset, the gift of a warm smile from a stranger, the abundance of knowledge available at your fingertips through the internet, the wealth of options you have in any grocery store, the abundance of stories and music and art that exist for your enjoyment. This expanded awareness of abundance creates what I call magnetic resonance. You become attuned to the frequency of prosperity, and prosperity becomes attuned to you. Opportunities start appearing that you might have missed when you were focused on scarcity. Generous people are drawn into your orbit. Resources become available in unexpected ways. Abundance recognizes its own frequency and flows toward it naturally. But here's where many people make a mistake. They think gratitude is only about appreciating what they already have. True abundance magnetism also includes being grateful for what's already on its way to you. This is the gratitude that says thank you for your financial breakthrough before it fully manifests. This is the appreciation you feel for opportunities that are still forming. This is the joy you experience when you think about the abundance that's moving toward you right now. This kind of anticipatory gratitude isn't denial or fantasy, it's faith in action. It's your soul recognizing what's already been decided in the realm of infinite possibility. When you can feel genuine appreciation for blessings that haven't yet materialized in physical form, you're operating at the highest level of magnetic attraction. I've witnessed this principle transform lives in the most beautiful ways. A woman who started expressing gratitude for her future business success 6 months before she even knew what that business would be. She would thank the universe daily for customers she hadn't met yet, for income that wasn't flowing yet, for impact she hadn't created yet. Within 8 months, she had launched a consulting practice that exceeded her wildest financial expectations. A man who began appreciating his abundant retirement 20 years before he was scheduled to retire. He would feel genuine gratitude for the financial security that was building, for the investments that were growing, for the freedom that was approaching. His consistent appreciation for future abundance helped him make better financial decisions, attracted unexpected income streams, and allowed him to retire 5 years early with more wealth than he had ever imagined possible. This is the power of gratitude as a magnetic force. It doesn't just help you feel better about where you are, it actively draws you toward where you're going. It creates an energetic bridge between your current reality and your desired reality, allowing abundance to flow across that bridge into your experience. Tonight, I want you to practice both forms of magnetic gratitude. First, spend a few minutes appreciating the abundance that's already present in your life. Not just the money and material things, but all the forms of wealth that surround you. The wealth of your experiences, your relationships, your abilities, your opportunities, your potential. Then, shift into appreciating the abundance that's already moving toward you. Feel genuine gratitude for the financial breakthrough that's approaching. Thank the universe for the opportunities that are being prepared. Appreciate the people who will soon play important roles in your prosperity story. Feel joy about the positive changes that are already in motion, even if you can't see them yet. As you practice this dual gratitude for what is and what's becoming, notice how your energy shifts. Notice how hope replaces worry, how excitement replaces anxiety, how trust replaces doubt. This is your natural magnetic state, the frequency at which abundance flows most easily into your life. The gratitude you express tonight is already drawing your financial miracle closer. Every thank you, every moment of appreciation, every spark of joy you feel is magnetizing more divine abundance forward. Trust this process. Embrace this power and prepare to be amazed by how generously the universe responds to your grateful heart. Close your eyes for a moment and step into the reality that's waiting for you. Can you feel it? That sense of lightness where financial worry used to live. That quiet confidence that comes from knowing your needs are not just met, but abundantly provided for. Your new financial reality isn't a distant dream anymore. It's a living, breathing possibility that's taking shape around you right now, in this very moment. I want you to see yourself 6 months from today, living in the flow of the abundance that's already been set in motion. Notice how you move through your days differently, There's a grace in your step, a peace in your decision-making, a joy in your giving that comes from knowing you're operating from overflow rather than emptiness. This isn't fantasy, this is preview. This is your soul showing you the destination toward which you're already traveling. In this new reality, money is no longer your master or your mystery. It's become a trusted ally, a willing servant to your highest purposes. You understand its language now, its rhythms, its ways of flowing and growing. You've learned to work with it rather than against it, to attract it rather than chase it, to steward it rather than hoard it. The relationship you once had with money, fraught with fear and complicated by scarcity, has transformed into something beautiful and empowering. Look at how this transformation has affected every area of your life. In your relationships, you're more generous with your time, attention, and resources because you're no longer operating from the fear that there isn't enough. You give freely, knowing that giving from abundance creates even more abundance. Your connections deepen because you're no longer distracted by financial stress, no longer irritable from the constant worry about tomorrow's bills. See yourself in your work life, whether that's a traditional job, your own business, or something entirely new that this abundance has allowed you to create. You're no longer working from desperation, taking opportunities that drain your soul just to pay the bills. Instead, you're engaged in work that aligns with your values, utilizes your gifts, and contributes meaningfully to the world. The money flows naturally because you're operating in harmony with your purpose. Notice how your physical health has improved. The stress that used to manifest as headaches, sleepless nights, and chronic tension has melted away. Your body, no longer under the constant assault of financial anxiety, has found its natural rhythm of wellness and vitality. You sleep peacefully, wake refreshed, and move through your days with an energy that comes from inner alignment. In this new reality, you've become a different version of yourself, not because success changed you, but because you allowed yourself to become who you truly are beneath all the fears and limitations. You've stepped into your power as a conscious creator, understanding that you have the ability to shape your financial destiny through your thoughts, beliefs, actions, and alignment with divine principles. But perhaps most beautifully, you've discovered that this abundance isn't just about you. As your financial situation has transformed, you've become a source of blessing for others. You're able to support causes you care about, help family members and friends, contribute to your community in ways that were impossible when you were struggling to meet your own needs. Your prosperity has become a force for good in the world. This version of you understands something profound. True wealth isn't just about accumulating money. It's about creating a life of purpose, joy, and contribution. The financial abundance you now enjoy serves these higher purposes, amplifying your ability to make a positive impact and live authentically. I want you to feel how natural this abundance feels in your life. There's no guilt, no imposter syndrome, no waiting for the other shoe to drop. You've grown into this prosperity gradually, learned to handle it wisely, and integrated it seamlessly into your identity. You are wealthy not just in bank balance, but in spirit, mind, and heart. This abundance feels like home because it is home. It's your natural state being expressed in material form. From this place of manifested abundance, look back at where you are tonight. See how every experience, every challenge, every moment of uncertainty has been preparing you for this transformation. The delays weren't punishments, they were preparation time. The struggles weren't evidence of your unworthiness. They were strength training for the success you now enjoy. Every closed door was redirecting you toward the open door that led to this beautiful reality. You can feel the truth of this future self resonating in your cells right now. This isn't wishful thinking, this is recognition. Your soul knows this version of you, has always known it, has been guiding you steadily toward this expression of your highest potential. The person you're becoming isn't foreign to you. They're familiar, like meeting an old friend you've been separated from for too long. As you inhabit this vision, notice what guidance emerges. What steps is this abundant version of yourself inviting you to take? What beliefs are they encouraging you to embrace? What fears are they gently suggesting you release? This future self isn't separate from you. They are you, and their wisdom is available to you right now. The bridge between where you are and where you're going isn't as long as you might think. Every moment of faith, every act of gratitude, every inspired action brings you closer to this reality. It's not just possible, it's inevitable, because it's already been chosen by the highest part of your being. Feel the excitement of knowing that this transformation is already underway. The abundance you've just experienced in your imagination is the same abundance that's manifesting in your physical reality. The timeline is shorter than you think. The process is simpler than you've made it. And the outcome is more beautiful than you've dared to believe. Your new financial reality isn't waiting for you to become worthy of it. It's waiting for you to recognize that you already are. As we come to the close of our time together tonight, I want you to settle into a place of deep peace and profound knowing. Let your breathing slow. Let your shoulders drop. Let the wisdom we've shared together tonight sink into the very core of your being. You are not the same person who began listening to this message. Something has shifted, something has awakened, something has been set into motion that will continue to unfold long after these words fade into silence. Take a moment to feel the transformation that has already begun within you. Notice how differently you feel about your financial future now compared to when we started this journey together. Where there was once anxiety, there is now calm anticipation. Where there was once doubt, there is now quiet confidence. Where there was once scarcity thinking, there is now an expanding awareness of abundance. This shift is not temporary. It is the beginning of your new relationship with prosperity. I want to bless the path you're walking, beautiful soul. May every step you take be guided by divine wisdom. May every door that opens for you lead to opportunities that exceed your highest expectations. May every resource that flows into your life be a reminder of how deeply you are loved and supported by the universe itself. May your abundance be a blessing not just to you, but to everyone whose life you touch. May you remember, especially in moments when doubt whispers in your ear, that your financial breakthrough is not a hope or a wish. It is a divine promise being fulfilled. The same power that painted the stars across the night sky, that causes flowers to bloom and rivers to flow toward the sea, is orchestrating the perfect unfolding of prosperity in your life. Trust this power. Trust this process. Trust this promise. I bless your willingness to dream bigger, to believe deeper, to open your heart wider, to receive the abundance that has always been your birthright. I bless your courage to release old stories that no longer serve you and to write new chapters filled with possibility and joy. I bless your faith that carries you forward, even when you cannot see the entire path ahead. May divine timing continue to work in your favor, aligning circumstances and opportunities in ways that serve your highest good. May you recognize the signs and synchronicities that confirm you are on the right path. May your intuition grow stronger, your discernment clearer, your ability to hear divine guidance more refined with each passing day. I bless your relationships with abundance of all kinds, abundant love, abundant health, abundant creativity, abundant joy, and yes, abundant material prosperity that flows to you easily and gracefully. May you become a magnet for blessings, a beacon of hope for others who are still finding their way to financial freedom. May you always remember that you are worthy not because of what you achieve or accumulate, but because of who you are at your essence. You are a divine being having a human experience, and abundance is your natural state. Any experience of lack or limitation has been temporary, a detour that has ultimately led you back to this truth. As you prepare for sleep tonight, carry with you the knowing that tomorrow brings you one day closer to the full manifestation of your financial miracle. Dreams may come to you tonight that provide guidance, encouragement, or glimpses of the abundance that awaits. Pay attention to these messages from your higher self and the divine realm. I bless your journey with patience for the process and excitement for the outcome. May you find perfect balance between taking inspired action and allowing divine flow. May you know when to move forward and when to rest in faith. May you always trust that the universe's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't match your personal timeline. Finally, I bless you with the wisdom to use your coming abundance in ways that honor your highest values and serve your deepest purposes. May your prosperity be a tool for creating more beauty, more love, more healing in the world. May you be a wise steward of the blessings that flow through your life, always remembering that we are channels for divine abundance, not the final destination. Rest now in the peace that comes from knowing you are loved, supported, and guided every step of the way. Your financial transformation is not a solo journey. You are accompanied by angels, ancestors, and the infinite love of the Creator itself. You are never alone. You are always provided for. You are eternally blessed. The abundance you seek is seeking you too. The miracle you've been waiting for has been waiting for you as well. The meeting point is closer than you think, the timing more perfect than you know, the outcome more beautiful than you can currently imagine. Sweet dreams, precious soul. May you wake tomorrow with renewed faith, expanded vision, and deep knowing that your time of abundant blessings has truly begun. The universe delights in your prosperity, celebrates your success, and awaits the joy that will fill your heart when divine abundance finally arrives in all its magnificent fullness. Until our paths cross again, carry this blessing with you. You are worthy, you are ready, and your financial miracle is on its way.